there. So Ed would sit in here and he'd peek. And he would peek through here and see who's in his place. If he thought he had lookouts, obviously he had one on the other side. We've seen that one. There's one there. Okay, and this is old stone. That's the big obelisk. Okay, I used to have a weather vane up top. This is all old section. Okay, you see he put stone in there. All the way up to here, it starts new again. You can see the slits in there. You can see his whole quarry section. You can see he just cut this and lifted this right up there. All along here. You can see he had quarried. You see the lines. He quarried this, and all he did was tilt it up and tilt it up, tilt it up, tilt it up. Pretty smart of him. This is the back of this living area. This is part of the, this is the quarry. You can see in detail that he made trenches around his cuts. And back to the spring on the side, he would use a Ford Model T spring. He put it on the side of the trench, and he would get in front of it. He started over there. I believe there's a basement. You can see how deep this is behind his living quarters and workshop. Probably 3 feet deep here. So everything you see at 3 feet, which is most of his big boulders, all came from areas. So, you know, he could have, in that first area, he could have just, I guess, I don't know how he didn't pull a tripod over, but I guess he could have taken it right out of the ground and flipped it up like here, and he could have just stood it up. I guess that's what I would have done. You can look and see that all this rock here is the spongy kind. So it's the kind that is fresh from this quarry and not from Edleedskalnin's old location. Obelisk is real tall. So behind here is where he has, you know,
really?
We do not have brain. They do not have a brain going in their pampered bodies.
So they say this is Ed's cooking area, and I say this is Ed's smelting area, where he melted metal, hardened metal. Cooking area, I don't know. It's a little much for cooking. Just see it is crazy. So you can see all this stuff, what's holding it together. There's that. You can see the lines in the whole thing. I'm not supposed to be videoing here, I think. So I might be quiet sometimes. Let's go over to the well. We'll look down the well. Part table. So this part of the well is where he had the bucket.
You know, you get that nice festering pool of mosquito water in there.
You can see this part of the well is where the steps, I went down in there. A little area there. You see, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 steps to hit water. So look how deep it is. It's probably 12 feet deep. Go up in Ed's living quarters. Alright, back to what was written on the wall. You know those numbers? And I don't see numbers anywhere. This is old rock. Remember I told you? This is the one that turns. He's got 2 contacts here. Okay, this here is a cap just covering this whole round pipe. He drilled a hole through this, put the pipe in there, and he has a flat plate on the bottom with a bearing. And then these are 2 contacts, blowhorn. So he must have had a horn hooked up to this, or he had those Ooh, hard to say if that was holding the horn down. Blow horn. What does blow horn mean? Here's the bell. Here's the hook on the bell. Let's go up to Ed's living quarters. So those numbers that are showing up somewhere on what they are is numbers for his citizenship. They're the same ones on the damn certificate, so they don't mean nothing. I want to show you guys here, lizard living up there. Ed reincarnated. Look at the wiring. The wiring's original too. Now it goes around, and back again, and it actually comes all the way over here, and it comes down, and it ends in my hand. Now look at this wire, frayed, good old wire. Now, says cooker area. Okay. Trying to get, sorry about the shake, but. Alright, so yeah, so this wire actually stops. It's got a hole there. I'm going to show you something. In that hole, obviously they had put a fan in there, but it's got crosshairs. So, it had crosshairs staring. Crosshairs. Bam. Crosshairs. I'm learning how to work this damn camera. And then it comes down to his bed. So he's laying in bed. He's looking up. Okay, let's get back. So the wire stops right there. So then there's some old wires right there coming out of his window that I never noticed before, that are just right there. Come up, come over, and come back behind there. So, and this is crazy, I would think crazy kind of damn chair, because strange thing about this chair, it's more than just a damn chair. Here's a chair. Why the hell you have this hanging? Made out of metal too. And took some damn metal, made a big damn something. There's something about this chair. I'm picking it up. It's all made out of steel. Look at that freaking iron with chains on it. Both sides, chains going up. He's got that chair. He's got that chair. I put some brackets in the wall so he can keep stuff off the floor. This is hanging too, so I guess he kept food in there away from ants and critters. Pretty interesting living quarters, but on these poles, he did put some paper down, and then he has these poles, and then he has the slabs sitting on top. And I think it's in like 1, 2, 3, 6, 9 sections, I believe. And yeah, interesting, okay? But I think that wire, I'm thinking maybe antenna for radio. But having the crosshairs in that circle, I don't know. Because I don't see, well, there's a hole in the floor here. And basically, Ed peed in that, I believe, because it comes out of the backside of the building. There's another pipe over there. Something was shoved in that hole. Something was shoved in that hole. Some type of metal, I bet. And that was obviously some kind of kerosene, so he had flame. He was rocking on the flamage. Let's go take a walk downstairs. I don't see those numbers up here anymore, or I'm not at the right location. You can see on top of his rock, look, he's got it on top there. He's got, let's look at it from up above a little bit, guys. You can see that's all old stone, all old. Look at that, these are all new. Looking at everything on top. You know, there's some stuff on top of this building I'm standing on. There was an antenna up there. Here we are walking in the workshop. He labeled everything finally. So there is the piece I'm using to turn the wheel. Me and Scott. Up above it is the 2 coils. You can see the coil markings on that piece. Obviously, from the notches on both sides and the opening in the middle. The opening is where the magnets went by. Either sides of those have to be as PMH, I believe. So you can see that this here is a solenoid coil. This here is not magnetic, I'll tell you. You can look at these here. These are rheostats. I mean, yeah, you're using these for tuners for a radio, but you don't need that many for a radio. How many radios do you have? So I'm going to say that these are rheostats, and he was able to fluctuate and change tension and through either a magnet or electric. Then you look in here. Look at underneath that bottle. Let me bring you closer. It's a damn contact underneath there, and the hole has been cut out. Okay. Contact. I'm trying to reach it, but a little further away. So you got the bottles here. Let's get on these bottles. These bottles. Let's go over here to the infamous wheel. Got my hands on the real deal. Kind of feels like mine back home. Don't feel no different, guys. No different. Feels just like mine. Let me show you. This pipe's a little skinnier than mine, and this does not flap down and go on the side. It does not do that. I'll tell you right now. Sorry, Scotty boy, that does not. It got 2 bolts down here, and he didn't need to have this bracket in the back here if he was going to do that. If he was swinging it, he would have one on here and he'd be swinging it down. So I mean, it could, but there's no reason. He's going to have a different brush system. Then there's that generator. I'm going to call them up. They still manufacture these, and the company's out of Rochester, New York. I'm going to find out the voltage and what it did put out. Here's that come along that Ed used to haul all that stuff. Ed's hat. Nice crank handle there. Glad to see they labeled everything here. Here's a nice little drill. Now look at this chain here. I think that Ed touched this at one time. Got a heart on. So I want you to notice that generator and that block of wood has a notch on it. Now that notch seems like that would go around the back side of this on the outside, and possibly it won't go on the inside. There's not enough room, and possibly he may have had another pipe sticking up and he cut down. I don't know. And the back part of this is just a hole back there for a battery. It fits a battery perfectly inside there. And there's that hub. Does the hub fit in the center? You know, there's the hub in the center. Now if you put windings around the outside of this hub, I don't know. It's questionable with this hub. Very questionable. Very questionable. Look at some other stuff here. This over here, you can see the flat ends. And this is the same markings, and the fronts are pointed. And they're the same ones that Ed used to pound underneath the big slabs before he lifted them up. You can see them all over the place, and that's the same markings Got points in the front.